However, here is how one obedient put it. Listen to me. You can say sometimes like Dangbana Shoko are among those people who are the obedient. We no decree for anybody. But it was a meeting of the Agbadorians and the obedient on this matter. Then this guy decided to school them. Hear this broadcast.
That's okay. And the reason why I really want to respond to him is because from the way he sounded, it didn't sound like a typical Agbado. It sounded like the ignorance was actually an innocent one. Not some of these other ones. They actually know, they just pretend. But his own sounded like it was actually genuine, innocent one that needed to be tutored. My dear friend, education. When you check education as a section or segment of development, there is 6 things that make up education in that sector. 6 critical aspects of it. 1 is access. 1 out of the 6, that's what everybody's banding about. Access, that's the building, the structural building. But 2 is service. 3 is quality. Embedded in expansion, that's where you talk about technical aspect of it, the libraries, ICTs, laboratories, and so many other things. The 4th one is enrollment. That's where you talk about girl-child enrollment, boy-child enrollment, out-of-school children, and all of that. The 5th one is school completion. So as they enrolled, how many people was able to complete? So how many children were you, not only how many children were able to pull into school, but how many children were you able to retain in school till they finish successfully? And then the last one is general performance. That's where the WAEC and the NECOs and the international awards and the global awards and the big everything is. So these are the 6 pillars of education as a sector. And I refer you to go back to some of the documents that was provided by Madam Due Process, Obidents, when she was Minister for Education. Some of the plans she had. Read through those documents to educate yourself generally on education. But then the point here is, out of this entire 6 things I mentioned, what seems to be your browse is access. That is the structural building. Now, the structural building, let me give you some of the numbers in Anambra State. As of today, and you can go and verify it, public schools in Anambra is about 1,300 public schools. Right? Public student population in Anambra State is just about 350,000. Yeah? 350,000 to 1,300 public schools. If you divide it, that means one school is getting about just 300 students. And if you spread it through JSS1 to SSS3, you are getting about just less than 30 students per class. That is way above global standard in terms of access. 30 students per class is way above global standard. Global standard starts from 70, 80, 90, even more than 100. So that means that Anambra school access can still consume students from Delta State and join some part of Kogi. And nobody will still be worried about access in Anambra in terms of school buildings. That is one of that access. Now tell me, about what I told you is public schools, 1,003. Now, mission schools and private schools cumulate to almost 4,000, about 3,700, if I'm not mistaken, making the general thing about 5,000 schools in a state that has a student population of less than 1 million. If you divide it, you are getting almost less than 20 per class. So that means that schools have outrun student population in Anambra State as of today. Now, tell me, you are a governor who is sensible, who knows and who has even attended one class of development in your life, because a lot of our politicians have not. That's why people are going about saying a lot of very ignorant things. And then you meet a state that has access already, just that the problem is that almost 70% of the entire school was dilapidated. Some were not working. So the school were there, they were registered. If you go to the files, they are actually registered as a school. Like something community school. It's registered, so it's in existence. There is a compound, there is a school, but what you have there is a school and nobody is there because that school have closed down. But it's still registered. Now, tell me, you meet all of those schools when you come to Anambra State. Remember, Anambra State is the state that has 4,800 kilometers in landmass. It's the second smallest state after Lagos in Nigeria. And that means that there is an issue with land. Nobody has that too much expanse of land to be playing and joking around with public money. Now you have over 70.
Give it to him. Use everything you have to defend your guy. Because they will make him look so bad. So bad that the evil that they tolerate will look so good. Have you not noticed that's the deal? Huh? Show them show. Oh, he has no experience. He should go and start from counselor. That is somebody who has been under the oppressive rule of his own slave masters. Then a lot of you are like, it's true, Sha. It's true, John. You should go and start from so and so. Use everything you have to defend what you think, or else they will trash it. Trash it enough to get even you pissed off to say, no, I don't think I want to be back. I don't want to be part of that anymore. The criminals in Nigeria, number one, APC, Egbekegbe, is the most evil thing to ever happen to any country. Don't ever forget that. See, people can be very corrupt, right? But being corrupt and evil is extra. And that is what APC, Egbekegbe, represents. So if you have anything you have that you can use to destroy them, destroy them, you should do it. Do not give them a breathing space for them to plant any doubts in any of your groups. Because the purpose is to weaken you. And then you can settle for your known devil. And your shege can continue. Let that guy finish waiting to explain.
Now you have over 70% of those schools not functioning, not performing, not admitting students. You have a high number of out-of-school students. In fact, a few years before the coming of this man, schools were shut down. And then, instead of you to bring back all that school system, because that is access, just that the access is not functional. So instead of you to put the access, which is already there, functional, you are looking for how to use the billions of a state that is already managing money to go and build a white elephant structure. And how many extra schools will you add to 5,000 to make any difference? So the only thing you will do, you will build probably 100 extra schools. It will be 5,100 of dilapidated schools. And you end up probably, if you made that state at number 28 in education, you will leave it at number 35. Now, what did this man do? There's something called need assessment. And I talked about this about days ago. And I was lucky that Otumba Shomi tweeted yesterday, and he mentioned the same thing, need assessment. The problem with young people in Nigeria is that we have abandoned education. We don't read books again. Everybody's on Instagram. That's why I'm seeing a lot of ignorance on the timeline. Nobody reads. Nobody wants to know how Singapore developed their education system. Nobody ever wants to open any book and know how they developed in India. Nobody wants to know anything. People are here playing politics. Well, when was the last time a governor in America built a new school? What you see there is expansions and grant programs. Why are you enjoying Harvard today? It's not because America has gone to build 30 more Harvards. No, it's because America has invested in Harvard over and over with grants, expanding the school in knowledge, in service delivery, in enrollment, and in quality. That's why you're running there with dollars from your country. So, my brother, access was not a problem in Anambra State. If you check the need assessment Obi conducted immediately he got to Anambra State, it was clear immediately to him that access was not a problem. The schools were dilapidated. Why? Because after the Civil War, the state government, the eastern government, grabbed all the missionary schools because there was a huge population of missionary schools in the southeast, especially Anambra State, because Anambra State is a Catholic state. And Catholic, if you know Catholic, they build school like pure water anywhere they are. So there was a huge density of school already in the space, but because it was grabbed by the government after the Civil War, and then the civil service corrupted the school, messed it up, destroyed it. That was why the first thing Obi did when he got to Anambra State was to take the big quantum leap of returning the schools administrative-wise. Only administration, that's what he returned. The ownership, like day-to-day running, but the state retained funding, financing, staffing, yeah, and supervision as well. Now, because Obi knows that it was better managed during the missionary days, he put it back, and it was not an easy task because other governors before him tried to do it. They couldn't pull it off. You know why? Because there's a lot of litigations there. Because people, the Catholic is saying no, this belongs to Anglican, say no, but historically this and this, and so it was a big. Nobody wants to go into that. No sane governor wants to go into that. You have to be brave. You have to have a lion heart for you to go into something as sensitive as that and historical as that. It was more even difficult in Anambra that is a Catholic.
Okay, two minutes.
So let me just round off. So he was able to pull that historic feat off, handed those schools back, yeah, and then the public schools, and he started doling out those grants, which is standard global practice for those schools, all of them to be rebuilt. All of them. The problem we're having now is people don't want to rebuild them. People want to abandon the space and go to a forest, start off a brand new land, and build something. You get what I'm saying? And I'm surprised Obi didn't even talk about the ones he actually built. He built Anambra State University in the background. My cousin's sister's school there. It was one of the first sets to graduate from Ibariam. He built it from scratch. That was it. And I have evidence. I posted it on my timeline. That was a forest, an Ibariam, a forest, like evil forest for Nollywood, where you say that they go, they'll find egg of life. It's an evil forest. He cleared it up. He created the first road that led to that school. But I'm sure he didn't want to go into all that because he wanted to actually make the first point I make, which is that there is access already. You can't waste that taxpayers' money building structures and then forgetting about service, and that's why you move from 26 to 1. That's what show working, no be cho. Thank you.
These guys are doing
do well. The reason why I had to share that with you is because the conversation was raging everywhere and all that. And since it is the propaganda of, oh, it's this or that, what did he do? Not, and it was all because this guy was asking them to do something about water. Okay, he's doing this, he's bringing the attention to it, he's raising the awareness on that. This is a real issue. A serious government should kind of take that back. Is the opposition. So he should be doing that, right? So I'm not here asking you whether he's a saint. I've told you this before, okay? In fact, I do not really want, people to defend the personality of Obi or what have you. I said where you know there are things that are, verified and factual. If they are trying to make it look like it's not real on that, you should sense the propaganda around that. I'm not asking you to go defend him or Obi as no. I'm saying when somebody says, what did he do? Anambra, which Anambra? People say that all the time. But when you look at the person who is saying that, a Tifnumbu supporter who did absolutely nothing than to what? To annex the state purse to his own family string. Tifnumbu, the Jeunsoke madman. So what was his investment in education? Apart from the announcement of the one that which they used in 1999, free education, Awolowo free education, AD, free education. So how did that go? How did that end? So when you see people who try to, what we are asking is that in honesty, not lying, just present something that says, this is the truth. It doesn't matter how you feel about him. And Omayegun's diary political for now. It doesn't matter how you feel about Obi and Obidient. Keep it to yourself. And I'm serious, I mean it. Keep it to yourself. You know, say we are very stubborn. You know that mentality of Nigeria mentality, where we say, you they feed me. What do you mean? I will say my mind. I'm not saying you shouldn't say your mind. But I promise you, that will be the last thing you will say. Because your mind doesn't mean what you are saying is a fact. So I would rather you present something that is actually a fact, not something that has to do with your emotion and few other propaganda that you have been fed. Do you understand? That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to come and defend him or come and tell us it's no. I won't even do that for him. But I also would prefer you stick to what is true than what is manufactured to make it look like it's nothing. Same way they told you that you obedient, you wasted this, you wasted that, and they have done so much to try to undermine what you achieved. On this platform, I told you, if anybody tried to undermine or play down what you did, we saw how you rattled the entire establishment. We saw how you exposed what a lot of people kind of still have some respect for until you show to the world how corrupt and compromised all of these roguish institutions are. You did all of that. It is something that has never been done before. You did it so well that they hated you for it. And the campaign is to make sure that whatever you did is a waste of time, is nothing. There is an effort to make it look like it's nothing. You wasted your time. And I will never let anybody say to you that you wasted your time. No, you didn't. You were a threat, and you remain a threat. And this platform will remain yours to further amplify that your belief. Anybody to but like keep it to yourself. The African Wahala, I'm calling you out now, right? I'm very serious. I'm not asking you to negotiate with anybody with what they say. They are free to say their mind. But that moment, once they start spewing their usual nonsense, please, African Wahala, don't let me see their message before they are gone. Right? And I'm also going to probably appoint 2-3 other spanner men and women on that platform. Because we cannot keep helping them to destroy the people who have found their voice against this rigged system. We cannot let anybody use your I'm just trying to be honest. Honesty song. Nobody's asking you about your honesty here. And that's that. On the side, even though I don't know if some of you probably know this. We're supposed to be dead now. The world was supposed to end today. How many of you remember that? Well, one lunatic, one charlatan, made a video, and he said he's a pastor. People believe he's a pastor because he said he saw vision. All of us were supposed to, or are we dead and in heaven or something? I don't know.
By the 25th of April, the world is going to end. If you like, take this serious. If you don't like, don't take it serious. But this is real. Rapture is coming on 25th of April 2024. I saw it very clear. Do you understand? I saw the date very clear, and the Lord ministered to me. It's mentioned it twice. It has happened twice. Do you understand? So I saw myself in a
nuisance, Lele.
You saw nothing, mate. You saw nothing. Just stop smoking that drug. It's probably not yours. It's not good for you. But again, sometimes it's actually a bait. Because a lot of people now we know, this Pastor Lazarus. I've been a Pastor Jacob. Now everybody will start looking for him. Please come and let me look at my future. Do you think I'm going to be a billionaire in the future? Do you think I'm going to marry Michelobi in the future? Or I'm going to marry Ronaldo or whatever? People now, curiosity. They say they kill something like that, right? But let's leave curiosity and go to Kogi. You've heard a lot about Yeye Bello. Meanwhile, you see the news of yesterday that they were withdrawing the case against Yeye Bello is because the appeal that they are filing against Yeye Bello, according to them, events are sort of override that. So it's no longer relevant, but it's not stopping them from still looking for him, where they are asking the police IG to help them look for Yeye Bello. I don't know if you have seen this, right? So, but Yeye Bello's deputy, somebody who was Yeye Bello's deputy, very old man, had this to say. that Yeye Bello is a career criminal. Oh, yeah, criminal, gidigoni. Like, see, Yeye Bello don't keep policeman before. They had to cover it too. That's what the deputy governor said. I'm going to play it. And listen.
It is a meeting of not just people from Kogi East, but people from all over Kogi State. We are gathered to share with you our resolutions after a very keen deliberation. And this is the communique that we have to issue to you. And I read as follows. Communique issued at the end of the meeting of Kogi State Forum of Concerned Citizens held on 22nd April 2024 at Abuja. The Kogi State Forum of Concerned Citizens met in Abuja on the 22nd April 2024 to review issues concerning the state, region, and the ongoing efforts of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, to bring the former governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yaya Adoza Bello, to justice and to answer allegations of embezzlement of over 84 billion leveled against him and others. The forum noted the slow pace in bringing Yaya Bello to justice, but however commended the EFCC for rising to the occasion this time around to bring him and others to justice in response to the numerous petitions against him and our previous calls and calls of other well-meaning Kogais and Nigerians. The forum regrettably noted the arrogant resistance to arrest put forward by the former governor, Alhaji Yaya Bello, which tallies with his posturing and crass behavior that he is above the law and can do and undo in all situations, believing that he can always buy everyone in Nigeria as long as his umbilical cord is connected to Kogi Treasury. As we speak, I want to bring to your notice that he has started mobilizing people to protest all over Nigeria. He has mobilized people in Lagos about 2-3 days ago. Today, he has also mobilized people in Kogi State. Every local government is given 3 buses to assemble in Lokoja to demonstrate and to tell EFCC not to arrest Bello. This is his stock in trade, and that is the part he's going again. He believes that he's above the law and that there is no institution in Nigeria that can question him about his 8 years in Kogi State. And I believe that the law of Nigeria is being put to test by his confrontation, and will continue to watch as the events unfolds. The forum further noted that the disgraceful actions of Nigeria police officers attached to Alhaji Yaya Bello by forcefully preventing the EFCC from performing her lawful duties and draw the attention of Inspector General of Police to our various press releases concerning the activities of Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bertrand Onoha, who has subjugated law and order in the state to the whims and caprices of Yaya Bello. It is now glaring that he has reduced the State Police Command to the private army of Yaya Bello. We commend the Inspector General of Police, the IGP, for proactive reaction to the unethical conduct of Bello's security aides.